It was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be
forward.
like a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have
Corrupt
sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
All right, I am Siviwe Derek Bukwana. I go by the name of English. I do passenger services for a living, and I'm proud to say I've got like a 98% fan base. I provide a wonderful service to people going to the Atlantic seaboard, and I have a wonderful family of mother, brother.
My name is Denisa from Johannesburg, currently living in Cape Town at the waterfront, and we have occupied a building called AKH, which means Ahmed Kathrada House. I'm a chapter leader within the organization called Reclaim the City, whereby we advocate for affordable housing within the inner city. And I'm a hairdresser by profession, and also I'm now studying cinematography.
Hi, my name is Zintle Hashe.
Hi, I'm Tessa Idleman. I'm a graduate student. I'm doing my PhD. Actually currently living in the United States, but I'm from Cape Town and back in Cape Town following Reclaim the City and their movement for land and housing justice in the city.
Hi, my name's Keswa. I'm originally from KwaZulu-Natal, but living here in Cape Town now. I'm a farmer, work in the communities.
When I hear the word gender, I just mean like based on the way people maybe read your gender or maybe the way you identify in terms of gender, what the kind of, I guess on the one hand, there are these like traditional roles that people play, and there's certain things we associate with, like this is what a woman does and the role she plays in her relationships and what a man does, and of course that changes depending on, and I think we tend to think of relationships, we tend to think everybody's heterosexual, which of course they're not.
Yeah.
But that's kind of and then there's certain norms, there's certain things we just associate with those things that are taken as given, and that actually a lot of those things are things we've learned. They're not necessarily things that actually...
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I think I would explain it the same way. I think I would define it the same way. You're expected to act a certain way. I had a roommate, the first time I lived with my dearest friend, he's gay. And I would be afraid of a spider. And I'm assuming because he's a man, it doesn't matter that he's gay. If I scream, he's going to come and rescue me from the spider. But he's like, I'm not this kind of guy, And I think that's when I started learning. But I think I'm gender rolling here, Because he's a man, I expect him to chase the rat out of the house and to kill the spider. So I had to really watch that after that. So I think, I think we all do it, some of us. We expect certain things because you're a man, just do it. And then it comes into the relationship as well. You're expected to do certain things.
But as well, with me, I find it's like how you were raised at home. Because with me, I find like I'm a clean person, and my grandmother has taught me that wherever I am, it should be clean and spotlessly clean, and it should look fresh, So, and when I interact with straight guys because I'm gay, then they find like, this guy, he's too clean for us, he's too petite, and it's because of he's gay and blah blah. And with them, you find them, they are sloppy and all this, and then I pick up on them all the time and say, but guys, you look like pigs, really, you live in a pig style and all that. So I find it's more of how you were raised, and how you were brought up, and your norms, your values, your sentimental things, and it goes also about your personality itself, how you carry your weight around people, and and basically how you feel about your perception of your gender itself. I think that embraces what person is like and how they act like.
I would like to actually agree about your statement, because I also feel like it's very much social engineering and how we socialized through school and everything, like he said, family and all these different types of organizations that we go on finding ourselves in, whether it's school or work or whatever. And within, these different organizations, there's like maybe social definitions for people or stratifications where people are not on the same level, and maybe sometimes it could be based on gender, you know. Like for example, you find that in school, when you're a man or when you're a guy, you can't play netball or something like that.
Yeah.
Or
No, it
girls.
actually starts at home with a boy and a girl. And if he starts playing with dolls, we're gonna stop him.
Yeah.
If he starts climbing a tree or sitting some certain way, like we teach it from very early.
From a very young age.
Act your sex.
But
you know?
I will argue with you. With me, I was raised with my sister. Ne?
Yeah.
And what I will do is I will hang out mostly with my sister and her
And
her
nobody
friends.
stopped you.
And nobody stopped me. But the guys,
Yeah.
they'll be picking on me and say,
see,
why
that's
is
the
he
thing.
always with the girls, not
That's
with
the
the
thing.
guys?
Someone is gonna
and
pick
then
on you.
they will start calling me in Setswana, they call it Simpatle.
Yeah.
Meaning you won't find him with the boys, you'll find him with the girls. That is Simpatle. So like even when we play, for instance, we play house, I would want to be the madam of the house,
Yeah.
not the man,
Not
of,
the
the
man of
house.
the house.
And when we play wedding, I want to be the bridesmaid, not the groom. Otherwise, then
It's people around you,
I
though,
don't
right?
play.
There's like punishment, and like the people around you, like you shouldn't be doing that.
Shouldn't be doing
right?
this.
I found it, for me, it was a freedom of expression
Yeah.
and freedom of what I really want to be like,
But
and
can you
nobody
say-
should stand on my way.
But can you say that you, at the time, were you feeling freedom of expression? But I can act like whatever, or were you?
Precisely.
But were you feeling the pressure that if someone is saying you can't be the bride, you're the guy.
If they do that to me, I'll tell you one thing. At home, I had
Yeah.
so many dolls. So then I go home
Oh,
and
they
I
got
play
used
with
to
the
it
dolls,
early with
and
you.
I'll be married, playing a marriage with my dolls, and that's it. So I was very spoiled because
Yeah.
me and my sis, we shared everything. Like the toys that we had, it was dolls.
Yeah.
You know, no cars. You won't find cars and all these things of boys and this.
No, but when you were lucky, you got to grow up in an environment that was accepted. That doesn't happen a lot. I mean, like even now, grown men, if another man walks in here and my partner's doing the dishes, all the men, the jokes come.
No, it's totally true.
Yeah, the jokes come. It's like it's there's no gender rolling in the relationship, babe. We live together. You make a
Totally.
mess, you clean the mess.
Totally, because one
Yeah.
has got to be independent. Do what suits you and do the best of it. And
Yeah.
also, they say charity begins at home. If you teach your husband or your man or your boyfriend that, oh please, if you mess, after messing up,
But that's the
do
thing.
the dishes.
That's the thing.
You know?
I shouldn't have to teach him.
Exactly.
But also, there's a reason culturally,
Yeah.
as males, what we've been taught,
And what you see at home, not just what you're taught. You can see that your dad doesn't pick up after himself. You can see it's your mom doing the dishes, the laundry, helping with the homework, cooking. You know what I mean? So you pick it up at home, you pick it up with your friends outside, you bring it here with your to your girlfriend. Then there's a problem.
But that's a problem.
I just
But
think
that's a
I mean,
problem.
you as a partner, you should know. Like, you think so much of this person. Why would you leave that?
Yeah, but
Exactly.
it's hard, it's what you've learned, it's how you are conditioned, because you now with this person, you love them, you want to help out in the house, you want to be that evolved man.
Don't we embrace change?
Exactly.
You can be that
Change,
guy. You can
because
be
I mean when
you talking about?
I mean,
Society.
the society. I mean, you'd be brought up being sloppy.
Yeah.
Then you meet someone that is clean,
Yeah.
and that person teaches you how to maneuver your life in a cleanly way.
Yeah.
And then from there, you accept and acknowledge change. That
But it's
I've been like this, now I'm changing to
Okay,
this.
so like I have this argument with my boyfriend all the time, right? So I'll say, because he's not messy. The kitchen is always absolutely clean, like super clean. But everywhere else, like he'll leave clothes lying on the floor. And then he tells me, no, he doesn't see it. And I'm just like, but it's right, like, how can you not see it? And then he's like, well, if it bothers you, then why don't you pick it up? And I'm just like, no, right?
No.
Like, no. And then to try and explain that, like, it's actually offensive, and like we actually live together, and so like just because you're okay with it being messy doesn't mean I have to be okay with it being messy. Like, we have to have a compromise, right?
Yes, and I also try to stress it's also a respect thing.
Yes.
You respect the fact that I'm not like that, and the fact that that's gonna bother me, and it's gonna cause a thing between us. So maybe
Yeah, we run into someone
Yeah.
all day.
But like, take responsibility, right? So like, if he tells me something that like in my behavior that irritates him, I will make this effort to to listen and to change.
Yeah,
you know, try. But like for him, it's just like nah.
Gone are those days whereby women had to do everything. Now, women, they've merged with men. Women can go underneath the ground to dig gold or whatever. Women can drive trucks.
It doesn't necessarily
Women
mean...
can do men's work, you understand?
But
before, they used to say, generally, men, they do this, women does cooking and looking after the kids and all that. Gone are those days.
No, they're not gone.
No.
This is where I'm going. Those days are still here.
You must check it out with the born frees. Most of the born frees, they believe in education is the key to success. And they go to school. But those who were born the 50s, the whatever, they still feel like they're stereotyped. They're thinking that we belong to the kitchen. And men, they're supposed to bring
I think
food on the table.
One of the issues that I feel that should be addressed, especially amongst this conversation of gender. Because I've been involved in such dialogues, and it's always about tradition and culture and where we come from. And sometimes they say like some of these African cultures are the reason why patriarchy even exists. I've heard of such statements.
That the reason patriarchy exists
because of the African kind of...
No, patriarchy exists because of the male, okay?
male domination.
Male
domination.
But where does it come from?
It's everywhere.
Where does the
it's
male...
in the Bible. It's in all major religions. All major religions.
Are totally patriarchal, and they're not African.
But if we could look at religion also has went extremely very modern, because before you used to only have a male priest, Now you get female priests, and you get female bishops. So you could see that everything now starts to develop in such a way that both genders, they are being embraced, and they're being empowered in the same way that before.
So it's
It's a reluctant shift.
So how true is in the Bible then? I mean, there's a statement in the Bible that says that women are not allowed at any point to give seminars, to preach, and as I listen to you as bishops. So this is something that's been followed for many years. So what is the consistency in that? And once again, there's the male dominant. How can I put it now? It's written just like for male. But my point is, it's stated that women cannot preach or become preachers. But now it's acceptable. So I mean, doesn't that just...
Saying acceptable is going a bit far. It's reluctant. I mean, it's nice when you're on the outside, you have no idea what that woman had to go through to get there, and what she still goes through. There's a lot of there's a lot of opposition from the church. That woman it's probably so hard for her to even be. It's a struggle every day to be that woman. To get respect from the congregation or the deacons and the bishops and the whatever. So saying that we're embracing it, I think it's a bit far. I think there's just individuals who are strong enough to just keep going. But because you see from the outside, you see one female priest or two, you think, oh, we're getting better. We're not.
My dream is to own a massive fleet, transport fleet, and of course empower women, kids, and make sure that I have an ongoing legacy that will always empower the less fortunate.
My dream is to travel space. I would like to see more other planets than planet Earth. Thank you.
My dream is to empower young girls. I want to get them early so they can grow into strong, self-assured women.
My dream is to be a stay-at-home dad, do the garden at home, kind of, let my wife go out, accountant or any job she wants, really. It's up to her, but I'll be home tending to gardens, plants, animals, and the baby, and hopefully chores, but I'm not so happy about that, but I want to give it a shot, a challenge.
One of my dreams is to live in a world where people truly care about each other, people respect one another, and treat each other like human beings, no matter what about them. And I think for myself, I have a dream of knowing how to be a responsible human in this world.